This is Megan Carter Orlando from the SESAR team. In this tutorial, you will learn how to complete a SESAR batch registration template. SESAR is the system for earth sample registration. How to download a registration template from SESAR is described in another video. As you will recall from the video tutorial on how to download a template, once you selected the metadata fields you wanted in your template, you clicked Submit to Create Template, and a folder with 2 files was downloaded to your computer. The first, this is a very important file, please do not ignore it, is the SESAR Batch Registration Quick Guide. What's great about the Quick Guide is that it's a very accessible cheat sheet for how to fill out the SESAR Batch Registration template. You see on the left that each possible metadata field is highlighted with an example of what you can enter for values in those fields and definitions for those fields so you can clearly understand what is expected in each field. Additionally, you can also find instructions on where to find controlled or suggested vocabularies that may exist. Also, you will see that there are fields highlighted in yellow. This yellow highlighting denotes those fields in SESAR that are actually searchable in the SESAR catalog. So we encourage you to fill out, at the very least, as many yellow fields as possible in order to make your samples discoverable and reusable. You will see that these are fields like sample name, material, classification, collection method, latitude and longitude, and more. Finally, here is the SESAR template. You will see that it is just a very simple spreadsheet. Here are a few things to note. The first row is where you see the object type that you selected when you downloaded the template. You also see whether or not the sample metadata are to remain public or to be searchable by the public. If it says yes here, that means yes, the sample metadata is public. If it says no, it means it is private, and you have the choice in My SESAR to change the privacy in the future. And you also see the user code that you selected. Most people, like I said, will only have one user code, so this is your unique prefix to all IGSNs assigned to your sample. In row 2, you will see each of the fields that you selected in the batch template creator listed across. So I am going to show you how to fill out the template. So I'm going to copy in some information here. This is actually a sample that exists in SESAR already. So this is a dredge, and I've entered the sample name. Sample name is required. I have not put anything into the IGSN field. Now, this field exists, but you do not have to put anything into it. We do offer the option for you to define your own IGSNs, but we strongly discourage people from doing this as we see it generally causes more problems than not. Parent IGSN is the place where you would enter the IGSN for any parent samples that exist. So for this particular dredge, there is no parent, so I will enter nothing here. But if, for example, you were registering core subsections, or maybe a rock from this dredge, then you would enter the parent IGSN, the IGSN for the parent dredge, into the template for the child rock sample. And if you have any questions about this, if this is confusing, please contact me at info@geosamples.org. It is advisable to enter a material. This is a controlled vocabulary that you can view on the SESAR website. Field name is a field that often causes a lot of confusion. Some people think that this is a place to enter another name for the sample, but actually it's meant to be an informal classification of the sample. So maybe what you wrote down in your field notes when the sample was initially taken, it is an informal classification. Classification, in contrast, is a formal classification. This is also a controlled vocabulary, and for this sample, I am not going to enter anything here. I've entered collection method. I've entered latitude and longitude. This is important to make the samples discoverable in a geospatial search of SESAR. Now, because this is a dredge, it was taken off of a ship, and it is very important for certain types of samples to include certain types of metadata. So for a sample taken off of a cruise or an expedition, it's important to include the specific code for that expedition so that all samples, regardless of who owns them or who registers them from that expedition, can be discovered in the SESAR catalog. So we actually prefer that you use Rolling Deck to Repository, R to R, or the Marine Geoscience Data System to find the cruise code that you should use here. Collection date is an important field to enter if you can. This is a field that often causes confusion as well. We prefer the collection date be entered in the form of year, 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 dash, month, month, dash, day, day, and the field must be formatted as text. We also offer a field called collection date precision, and this is a way to say that you know whether you know the collection date down to the day or to the month or to the year, or maybe you even know down to the minute when the sample was collected. And finally, the last two fields I've included in this template are current archive and current archive contact. These are important fields to show where the sample currently resides. Current archive should be the name of an institution, and current archive contact is the name of who to contact if someone should want to know more about the sample. So here I've entered everything I would like to enter. Now, it should be noted that this template can be used for as many samples as you like, as long as all the samples are of the same object type. So you could enter 10 or 100 or 1,000 samples into this template at one time, saving a lot of effort that would be needed to individually register each of the samples. Thank you for watching this tutorial on how to complete a SESAR batch registration template. For information on how to upload the template in My SESAR, please see our other videos. If you have any questions at any time, please contact us at info@geosamples.org. This is Megan Carter Orlando with the SESAR team.